I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went and it away. I ain't f***ing okay, I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck here for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah. Rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat for the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million cause that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family, from a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. Mind saying really not tame. I'ma never slow down, I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. Slave for you. Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a god mess. Hopeless, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. Mind saying really not tame. I'ma never slow down, I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Won't you bend that back for me? We won't stop. Got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it. We make it. So I'm crazy. Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Watch you bend that back for me. We won't stop. Got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking with you. I know it, you know it. We make it.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. No, and all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
A little bit of light, a little bit of gold. Under pressure, you start to fold like a diamond from gold. Maybe you are something I cannot define. Maybe you are the fallen kind. I lay in bed with violence, the silent side of me. We see where fire starts to breathe. When I would lay in silence, the voice inside of me
Yeah, it's the rules, isn't it? Hey.
I need to mute the stream now.
Sponsors.
Mm-hmm. Hey. God
Hello.
damn it, Stuart, you didn't
Holding
flip
everyone
the
up.
camera. Also, it's literally just flipping it horizontally. You just test. I'm putting my right arm up. Yep, that's definitely my right arm.
Are we all just dancing? Do the Macarena.
Look, it's, I got some form of a net to catch you with, Shaggy.
Here we go.
It's kind of dirty, but you might not fit in this net. And it is a sieve. I might fit his head in there and kind of fit my head in.
No, it's not really my colour scheme, though.
No, it's literally the only one I could find. We do have a metal one somewhere. Why do we have a pink sieve? We used to. I used to go through a lot of time and effort to come up with a list of ideas with links, but then we never used any of them, and no one else contributed, so I gave up.
The best plans are there to be messed with anyway.
I'm not kidding. I used to make a shared Word document for everyone.
That sounds like a lot of effort.
Yeah, it just wasn't worth it. I used to say everyone should make at least one topic. I did one topic, but yeah. At least they
Hooray!
have stuff to talk about.
Check him out.
Oh, soda back. Is that not the... Oh, right.
High roller.
It's the other one I'm talking about. No, but they're cool.
For the kids.
And a good excuse to drink.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't catch any of your extra live stream, but I did catch some of the actual Rooster Teeth one. I stayed up way too late watching Gavin and Michael get absolutely obliterated with moonballs, which, yeah, I wanted to, but when they were getting pelted by over 200 moonballs, I thought I probably should stay awake for this because one of them, specifically Gavin, probably would not be taking 200 moonballs. Well, they obviously when they were just doing the singles, it was that hit counted as the one, but for them they just went, we can't do that. So it was just 200 moonballs. Yeah, it was 200 pairs of moonballs. So just
they would have frozen to death
had
they been standing out there long enough to do 200.
They'd have broken. Yeah, they are not soft things.
We can find out when my moonballs arrive.
I can think of no bad news that will come from you having moonballs.
I think the first thing I'm going to do when I move into my house is throw a moonball. That will be the christening.
Just break stuff on day one. Perfect.
Some of the stuff needs a bit of repair and touching up. The sockets probably need a bit of rewiring.
Yeah, as hard as you can.
I throw it out the stairs and it just bounces back at me. Hmm. Let's do some maths now. If you throw it, what's the normal throwing speed?
Well, I've not measured my own speed, but I play cricket and bowling. One of my mates bowls, he can bowl 70, 80 mile an hour. I'm not that quick, so I'm probably, so I'm doing like probably 50 to 60 mile an hour when I bowl.
Right,
Yeah,
so
I've
the
never
speed
measured it.
and the weight and acceleration is yeah, but F equals ma. So what's the acceleration?
Boom, mine's gone. Didn't you say, Catherine? You said earlier that your mind was fried from doing an assignment or something. Why are you trying to get into like physics and stuff now?
I don't know. I can't think very well. All I remember is F equals ma. Force equals mass times acceleration. I don't remember much from school.
$2.89 what?
2.89.
Yes. Wow.
Now, what would happen if I threw a dice?
Yeah, that's like my can of beer is probably putting more than 2 newtons on my hand now.
Acceleration is changing velocity over.
But what does that work out on the moon? Oh, okay, that was yeah. It wasn't supposed to be easy. It was supposed to be like a pointless joke. I know Extra Life, they were coming out of a catapult and they were really going some beans. So, a fist, yeah, just yeah. And they were going down like they were being punched every time it hit them in the chest. Yeah. Rather than,
I
yeah,
probably would have broken a bone with the first moonball. Yeah.
yeah, just a direct hit.
I think I could take a moonball to the head and be fine. But if it hit my legs or my arms or my chest, my bones would shatter. My head's pretty
It
tough.
doesn't leave a lot to hit.
No. I mean, if it hit my shoulder, that one, it probably wouldn't do anything because that's just solid as hell. That one, it might dislocate it. I don't know.
This has turned into a grim conversation.
Always. Let's go back to the kidnapping charity.
Let's not kill people.
What
But
about
there was a lot of other good stuff on the Extra Life. Did you speak about that last week or not? Obviously.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Lily.
Now the people at home can green screen their own picture of me.
Oh, I know exactly which of your pictures from past for whatever the hell that name is.
But anyway, yeah. So what was either of your two favorite bits from the actual extra stream then? If you didn't talk about it last week,
Gavin and Michael getting hit by moonballs.
I Did you see the
Michael getting
Funhouse,
chased in the
the
arse.
shopping network thing? That was, yeah, I really enjoyed that. But no, I was just saying that. I'm wearing my Funhouse shirt tonight, but you know what I mean. But them guys know how to be pretty funny, to be honest.
I don't really understand them.
Yeah, they're an odd breed. Yeah, I'm out of sync with their videos now. I've sort of got behind on a lot of the long form, the storyline. Yeah, I think that's clearly what they're going for, isn't it? No, they're just being weird, and it's funny because it's weird. Is how I mean. I said I've not seen any of their stuff probably in the last year, but I did enjoy the first, like when it first started to come out. And they're saying that out of them podcasts now, I pretty rarely follow a lot. I watch a bit of Cow Chop now and then, but that's just because they're short 10-minute videos that you can just watch anytime, can't you? So
yeah, I was Off Topic, and that's pretty much the only podcast I watch.
Yeah, I listen to them at work because I'm about, well, it's probably actually coming up to 2 years ago now. I was like, I listened to all the new ones and started at the beginning. So I went back to Rooster Teeth. Well, it was Drunk Tank Podcast 1 from all them years ago, and I've worked all the way through on every podcast. So picking up like the patch when that thing and
hello to people watching. My microphone wasn't turned on XSplit, so I'm sorry if you've been listening to me for the last 15 minutes. You haven't been. Apparently it reset itself to the Steam streaming microphone.
That is the picture I would put behind Shaggy.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, it's on Discord. You don't need to think too much about it.
Yeah. These guys have been able to hear me.
Yeah, we've been hearing you.
Just the stream hasn't. Thankfully, there's not too many people in the podcast stream today.
Yeah, because most of the loners are going to the Birmingham.
Manchester.
I keep saying Birmingham. Why? It's Manchester.
Birmingham, Manchester, they're close.
It's the
they sound pretty similar.
I mean, then of course you've got the Southampton meet.
That's at the weekend, though.
It is. Which you are not going to.
No, I decided to be sensible and stay and do my study.
Sensible?
That and my dad's away this weekend, so I can't get him to drive me down. And
see, I was planning on going.
Really?
Yeah, so you could have just got me to give you a
lift. Plans.
I mean, I know I can drive there and I can drive back. It's just getting up in the morning because you have to be out of the hotel room by like 11.
Midday generally for most. Ibis, they'll let you check out by
11, 12, whatever.
Depending if you remember, they'll let you check out by 2.
Yeah, and I'm usually still had a lot of drink the night before. I mean, I'll be fine to drive, I just don't like driving. And in the morning.
See, I was intending to go to the Southampton meet, it's just money.
It's that time of year as well, isn't it? Just got to save them pennies.
Yep.
Yeah, I said that, and then I went and bought a load of stuff on the RT store.
What, when? That's like a few weeks back?
Huh?
What, a few weeks back?
No, earlier.
Ah, right.
I saw like on Monday they had a 25% off all T-shirts on the
And did
UK
you know that
store.
today they had 15% off everything on the UK store?
Oh.
And it's still going on.
I was more amazed that they actually have new stuff on it. It's the first time they've probably updated that.
Quite frankly, I'm more amazed they had a sale on it.
In the UK store?
Yeah, they've never had a sale on it.
I noticed, like, when it was around the time of RTX, didn't they announce that they were replenishing and revamping the UK store? So
I think they've literally just stocked the warehouse as high as they can. Which is in Milton Keynes. I live in the same city as the warehouse.
Yeah, I used to work in the industrial estate next to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At least there's a nice burger van that goes.
Wait, how far are you from Milton Keynes?
He's really close.
Yeah, not too far away.
It was like a stone's throw away.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I used to work in Milton Keynes.
Oh,
I
right.
can get to roughly where he is in about half an hour.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away because Catherine's listening, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I have my sieve. I will find you one day.
It'll probably be at RTX.
Yeah, I will put a tag on him. On
the boat, next boat pie, I'll just push her overboard. It'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't swim.
Well, there you go then.
That's fine. There you go. Perfect.
That's even better.
We'll tie a rope around your leg or something. You can like jet ski behind. It'll be fine.
That would be very entertaining to watch.
I pull you over the edge with me, and
You try and pull Shaggy. I don't know how much he weighs, but he's an absolute unit. So I doubt you'd put him on the edge.
If he manages to push me over, I just grab hold of him, and then I'm pulling him over with me.
He won't see
using
the
a force
See,
of
the
him
problem is,
to-
Catherine. Then you have to assume. Then you're kind of assuming you've got enough mass to pull him over with you.
I can grab hold of someone very tightly and not let them go.
No, just dangle over the end like that. Like,
Yeah, at the end of the day, you'd just be dangling over the edge of the boat, which admittedly would be quite fun. To be honest, talking to the boat party, I really do want them to get a bigger boat.
Yeah,
but then you're really looking at extreme costs and.
Yeah, but to be fair, they managed to cover it for those. It never felt crowded.
Yeah.
No, it was a good laugh. And
well, everyone was out on the outside bit,
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
even never felt
nice
crowded.
weather. Yeah.
and the DJ was loud as hell.
It's a party,
down.
though.
Gonna be
Party.
honest, I
Yeah.
think they should only have music for requests and don't play it any other time. People were mostly talking at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. It was there. There were people downstairs, and I was one of them that kept drunkenly going down there and going, woo, throwing my arms around. But
And then, of course, he went under
Fun.
Tower Bridge singing "I'm on a boat."
oh, yeah. I also drunk 100 quid's worth of rum that night, so.
I didn't
Well, maybe not
want
just
quite
rum.
that much.
I had my coconut, didn't I? I had to keep filling my coconut.
Yeah, true.
I brought a couple of people drink.
Yeah, you bought Michael a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, those all the community events actually at RTX were dope. So
That's actually when I started drinking back. And now I have a ton of it in my house.
Lex is yeah.
To be honest, I just can't.
I
I
wanted
don't
to
like
drink-
drinking.
I wanted to drink something alcoholic because if I was just drinking Coke or something, it probably would
That
taste
Coke was
flat.
shit.
Yeah, that's why I prefer alcohol when I'm somewhere like
I
that.
said that Coke was absolutely crap.
Yeah. And also, they were using plastic cups, weren't they?
Yeah, because they
Yeah,
have
I mean,
to.
You can't, yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
There's a legal requirement to use plastic cups. It's not because they want to.
But
Also,
I-
I mean, you can't just be loitering if they're going to be. Some of them will eventually end up in the water. Won't they?
I mean, I may have thrown mine slightly overboard by accident, possibly on purpose, maybe.
At people on the bridge. Get out of here.
Oh no, but it was good. It was good, but I think at the end of the day, the boat was a little bit small.
I think that is just the standard boat cruise on the Thames boat.
I think what they definitely need to do next time is get a boat that has a huge top deck.
Also, what
Maybe
they-
a full open deck, but then again.
I mean, I have had a look. There are
Like-
party boats out there with bars on the top deck, which is a completely open deck with a 360 bar.
Oh yeah.
that's cool. But what they really need to do is make it very clear the easiest way to get there. Because for some stupid reason, people took the DLR.
Oh,
yeah,
god,
that-
no! We know someone who took the DLR and missed it
Yeah.
because
Yeah, that
people
was-
didn't realise that you can use a tube ticket on the cable car, and
Or
you
to
also
use
get
the cable
50%
car.
off.
They didn't know the cable car was there.
Well, they
I didn't know
did.
that, but I got an Uber, so it was alright.
Yeah, but that's fine because an Uber gets
Ubered
around the
there.
corner in about 5 seconds.
I Ubered there, and then I got on the cable car afterwards, which when I was hammered drunk, and then I realised, well, I didn't realise, I was just like going, I'm really scared of heights, so this will be fun to do. And then I just got there and started rocking it because I was a drunk idiot. But
I'm glad I wasn't in that cable car.
I love heights. Well, I love heights when it's a cable car.
Not
That was
when
pretty
they're
cool,
swinging backwards and forwards.
No,
with
I don't like
Shaggy.
that.
yeah, well, I was being drunk.
I mean, I like RTX. There does need to be some more community events. As much as there are tons, and they cost a fortune. the thing is, I would love to create a community event.
Yeah, it's just the organising, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That is the key.
It's a slight issue of all of that planning.
Mm.
It's also a
And
slight issue of what you do.
Exactly. You got to book it enough in advance and hope that people do it. You know, because you've got to have it all laid out in front of you. You can't like just go, "Oh, would people do this?" And then, you know.
Well, at the end of the day, now is sort of the time that people should start getting community events prepared.
Step one, pester the fire team.
Oh yeah.
Or try and get more involved with.
Step one, become part of the fire team.
Or just kidnap Graham.
Replace
who
Graham.
is
Just
technically a
take his
member of
place.
the party. I am slowly taking over the Southampton route.
To be fair, I've only met Graham once, and he's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. He survived a lot,
Yeah.
including that bike crash. So it's just a fourth and going for a window.
Yeah, the whole RTX, like the community thing, even on the non-events, you go to like the custom house on those nights out. There's just such a good atmosphere around there anyway, and people chatting away. Obviously, I go to RTX. I don't go on my own, but one of my mates is there, but he doesn't care so much about like getting out and meeting people. That's how I met, you two on the boat pie. Was I think the first time I met you. Like,
Party boat.
I met Anthony at the first RTX just because he was playing pool, and I was like, "Hey, you look like you lot are having fun."
Anthony goes everywhere.
Where was that?
That was at the custom house, but that was the other year.
When
the
they
first
didn't
RTX.
have a pool table?
They must have done because I was around.
Oh,
there.
custom house. I keep confusing custom house with the Fox.
No.
Because
I avoided the custom house because the music last year was
custom house is
loud
annoying. I don't
and you
like.
could not hear the person next.
It's also there's just no atmosphere in the custom house pub.
It was
The Fox is a quiet atmosphere, and a quiet atmosphere which is also quite good.
It's you can have a conversation.
The custom house this year on one of the night, it must have been the Saturday night because it was the only night I didn't actually have anything to do, like community wise. There was lightsaber battles in the car park, which was fun. I was just there shouting Jewel of the Fates, just singing that all the time.
I mean,
it's good.
To be honest, the great thing about the Fox is it's just such a small pub. It's not technically a pub; it's a bar.
Yeah, exactly. It's that's the one I tend to go to.
It's bar culture at the end of the day.
My mate was staying at the custom house, so it made sense to go there.
We were staying at the custom house, but we went to the Fox.
I go to both.
But that was only down to the fact that the RTX loners went there a lot.
Yeah.
Who are now just called the loners.
It was easier to find a seat.
Yeah.
Which is kind of important for me. And when you have to yell at the person right next to you and they still can't hear you, that's when you know you need to go somewhere else.
The one thing that amazed me about the Fox when I was there, and it's something that I've never seen at a pub anywhere ever in my life, queuing in a line.
I love
they
that.
lined up to get to the bar. I'm like, what is this madness? It's only because I was nice that I didn't just go, screw you guys, just go to the bar
People
like
do.
a normal human being.
But the best part is the best part is the bartenders are watching you.
I know, but I was like, I was chatting to some Scottish guy. I can't remember his name. I chat to everyone anyway, but especially when I'm drunk.
Was he
And
about
was
6'5"?
He's like, do you normally do this in England? I'm like, no, this is just crazy tourist
Well, that's
stuff.
bar culture at the end of the day.
That's just people like not quite getting
That's Americans.
bar yeah. They're just queuing up and then because we're British, we don't want to go, oh, I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're too polite to overtake someone. We don't.
I really do wish people would queue because for someone like me, I'm practically invisible.
I'm sorry, it was so funny just watching Catherine walk up at the bar and she barely reaches up halfway up me.
I'm not kidding. I've stood at bars.
I mean, obviously, I'm 5'11", so I'm not short, but and this is 5'11" when I'm wearing trainers. But the fact that Catherine, as far as I remember, you don't actually reach the bar. in the
Have
Fox.
a
I have
box.
to go like that.
You physically,
Have a box to
it
stand on.
literally. Well, no, literally. I can just imagine that the bartender just sees a hand. Because I'm
Yeah.
not even kidding. Catherine is just at the level of the bar.
When I'm at the Hobbit in Southampton, at least they know I'm there. 'Cause I can see over the bar, and
like-
the people there know me. And
You need like a flag. You can like stand at the bar and wave it. Like, I'm down here.
Yeah.
I should wear the
This is why one
the,
person always goes with
umbrella
Catherine.
hat guy. Hey, Galaxy.
Hey.
How are you?
Yeah, this is why we always have at least one person going with Catherine to the bar.
Yeah.
then they actually
or
notice
just
her.
Send someone else up.
Yeah, I mean, I wish more pubs would use the remote ordering function that you can get on apps.
Oh,
Yeah,
like Weatherspoons.
Have a lower bar for people in wheelchairs.
That's
and
not a bad idea. No one does that.
Yeah, how the hell is someone in a wheelchair meant to go up to a bar?
True.
They're just going to get pushed past.
Well, this is also the problem with you. You don't necessarily get pushed past. You get stepped on.
Well, people just go past me.
Yeah.
And
Like-
I don't want to go right up because then I'm invisible.
I
Then
still remember
people
the
go in
point
front
where
of me.
literally you couldn't be bothered to walk into the O2. You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that? Or
I
were you
was
too drunk
tired.
to remember that?
I wasn't drunk.
I think that was the first time Catherine, I think, has ever experienced being above 6 foot.
Yeah.
Because I literally walked into the O2 with her on my shoulders.
Hey, my sister lives in Pittsburgh.
And at the end of the day, it was just like Catherine, and it was going into the O2 just on my shoulders. Because you just
And
got
then
so
the
tired.
pineapple had to go through the X-ray thing.
They physically had to put the pineapple on its own through the X-ray scanner. So it's an irradiated
The
pineapple.
only symbol is a pineapple.
That's
Yeah.
it. That pineapple is funky for
To
life.
be honest,
now.
maybe it got a mutation of speed.
That's
But yeah, that was hilarious, just running into the O2 with Catherine on my shoulders. Didn't get any funny looks, surprisingly.
Well, come on.
just like, what? That's an interesting backpack he's got there.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you didn't have a wheelchair on you, so you couldn't exactly just switch it to a wheelchair.
I mean, I did have a wheelchair in my room,
Yeah, but
but
that's...
it's just a pain to
Yeah.
take with you.
Also, it looks funnier with someone on your shoulders. It's more entertaining at the end of the day.
It is tiring being carried on someone's back. though.
Yeah, because you have to hold on constantly.
Yeah,
or
you
fall
don't
off.
realise how tiring it is to be given a piggyback.
Yeah.
You
At the end of the day, next time I think the wheelchair is probably going to be used.
Mhm.
It should be. Or you just get a motorised one and then you can have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, racing. I might do that. I might get a motorized scooter. Just go around.
Well, just for the sake of it, not disabled or anything, just...
No, just, why not? If the Americans can do it, why can't I?
Yeah.
I do have a motorised mobility scooter.
Top speed
but
of
it's
5 miles an hour.
really fun.
I actually technically have access to one because while my mum's still in a care home, so her motorized wheelchair is actually still at her house. So
Yeah,
woohoo!
the problem is the speed thing is just a dial that goes from tortoise to hare,
Yep.
and if you kind of if you take your hand off the kind of paddle thing
Yeah.
to go forward, it just suddenly stops.
I like how it's just like...
And it's that
dee.
jerking motion that it's not good. Not to mention the pavements in Oxford are shit.
And their roads.
Yeah, the roads have potholes. The
Pavements have...
pavements have the trees coming out of it, so the pavements are rather than that is like that. I'm not kidding. Some of the things are actually that angle.
And then some of the in the high street they're just full of hipsters and people busking.
I don't go into town.
I've never been
I
into the
avoid
centre of
them.
Oxford. It's horrific.
Unfortunately, I've been there too many times.
I'm fine with Milton Keynes. Straight roads and roundabouts.
Oh, Milton Keynes is perfect. I mean, other than it's just grey and horrible, but it's the perfect layout if it just had some soul.
I've
But
been
it
to
does have
zero soul.
Southampton.
You can't get lost in it. Yeah, it's got no soul because everything's square and even the buildings are square. Everything is square and grey and concrete. It's just
Apart from the
But it's so
cows, but they're
easy,
also
yeah.
concrete.
yeah.
The one place that is worse than Oxford for driving is Hemel Hempstead's massive roundabout.
I learnt on that roundabout.
I hate that roundabout.
What is it?
learned
It's
to-
7
I learned
roundabouts
to drive in
around
village.
one middle one. So it's 7 mini roundabouts around one central roundabout.
I learned to drive around Truro, which is partly countryside, and then Oxford, and then
Who designed the magic roundabout in Hemel Hempstead and thought, yeah, this is a good idea, this will work?
Isn't the one in Swindon?
There's
bigger?
also that one, and it's bigger. And
Yeah.
that one has, I think,
I
9
think
mini
it's 9,
roundabouts.
yeah. I wanted to say 9. But
Yeah, and it's just like, who thought that was a good idea? Because that's like, you go onto a mini roundabout, but then technically you have to give way to the right, but someone else has to give way to the right to you, and you have to give way to the right from the roundabout on your left, and...
Well, I learned to drive in Bletchley. It was just on the side of Milton Keynes, and they've got that triple roundabout there, which every driving
What,
test
the
they make
A5?
you go through.
The one on the A5?
Well, it's just off the A5, isn't it?
Which one's that one? I'm trying to remember what you mean.
Well, you got the IKEA and the football stadium and all
Yeah.
that. You got the big roundabout. Turn
Oh.
right, you're heading towards the train station. That triple roundabout there. It's always busy there as well. So
The thing is, it's
on
roundabout, then roundabout,
every
then
driving
roundabout.
test, they make you go through that because they're like,
There's a
this
worse
will-
one near
this'll-
Bedford.
This'll teach them.
There's a worse one near Bedford, called Cardington. You go onto it, and at the time of the test, no road markings. None. That roundabout has not had road markings for about 15 years. So you drive onto the roundabout,
Make it up.
make up your own lanes. No, you literally have to. There are none. They've worn away, and they can't be bothered to replace them. So there's no
that's
lanes.
like Oxford.
There's no lanes, and it's a huge roundabout. By huge, I
like-
mean at least 300 metres.
On my road, they kept changing up where the parking spaces are and the double yellows. The double yellows are actually more prominent than the car parking space.
Just psych you out, that's what they're doing.
So when you look at it, it looks like it's double yellows.
Oh,
There's
no,
yellows.
that happened when I was there.
Yeah,
You had to explain why it wasn't a parking space.
yeah,
Or it was a parking space and not double yellows, because the double yellows are over the parking spaces.
yeah, because they kept changing it up or something. And the
So
yellow has
stupid.
endured more than the white.
Welcome to the UK, where all of our parking and cities are shit. Jesus
This is why I'm happy we have a driveway.
One of the worst places I've drove was Brighton. They're all a lot of small streets. It's all on hills. There's lanes all over the place.
I can't remember where it was that I drove, but it was an entirely a one-way system. Oh, wait, it's Oxford. Oxford, it's pretty much a one-way system.
Thankfully, Oxford though they have got the park and ride, so it is quite simple to.
The worst is
Yes,
Luton.
but get stuck in traffic
The worst is Luton.
constantly.
Luton, the place where they don't mark their bus lanes.
And when they say park and ride, they don't mean park and ride. They mean pay to park and pay to ride.
But who wants to go to Luton anyway?
It's a good question.
There's an airport there.
That's on the outskirts.
It is literally the worst airport in the UK, as rated by the passengers. I'm not kidding. In my Galaxy, in my city, we have this driving interchange that I can't remember the exact name of, where you temporarily drive on the opposite side of the road with barriers to keep things organised. They have that in America. No, they have that in America. They have that in America. I can't. Hang on, let me find this.
I saw a video on Facebook where that was the thing.
It's called
where
a diamond
it was going
interchange.
down- Oh, okay, maybe not. I was thinking this one. It was like going down the hill, and it kept like saying, "Oh, by the way, because you're about to go around a tight corner, you're changing to the other side of the road now."
Yeah.
And it was just back and forth, like about 3 or 4 times. They were just going whoop, whoop, and changing lanes.
It's incredible.
Because it was like because of going around these tight corners, it needed you to be.
Divergent.
Right, it's called a diverging diamond, and these things are absolutely mad. Now, and that's not because of how, like...
There you go.
diverging diamond.
Diverging diamond.
Yeah, diverging diamonds are
Diverging.
just so goddamn ridiculous. I mean, I'm trying to get a picture of them now, but... Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Perfect. I'll bring this up on stream in a second, but basically the diverging diamond interchange is supposed to help traffic. I say supposed in the loosest possible way. It really shouldn't. I can't see how it would.
Galaxy is in America, by the way.
Oh, it's probably a diverging diamond. You're not in Missouri, are you? Okay, so I'm gonna.
No.
Awkward
go.
silence.
There you go. Whoop. This is a diverging diamond, everybody. These things are absolutely mental. Oh my God, you're in
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Are you in Springfield, Missouri? Because that's where this is, and I think this might be your interchange. I
Fucking hell, that looks like a vagina.
think this might be your interchange, Galaxy. If this is
You're not
actually
wrong though. That's the problem. You're not wrong.
if this is actually your interchange, I'll be so amazed.
But they
No.
Oh, good. Okay, good. You're not there. That is just. Who thought this was a?
well in Oxford there is roundabouts where you every so often you go through the middle of the roundabout.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few. of
Yeah,
them,
but that's
that
perfectly
does help
understandable.
in some-
I
Whereas-
don't know if it is quite.
Hayward Hill.
I mean, it's just all done by traffic lights, isn't it?
Oh, well, that's
Hayward
fine then.
Hill is a really good place.
You
for
got to
that.
remember though. This
On
is
that
done by
picture you're
traffic
showing there on the
lights.
stream, it doesn't even look like it. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's traffic.
It
lights.
is. There are traffic lights. You can see the straight lines
Oh,
where
yeah,
the
I
traffic
think
lights are.
Yeah.
The
Just,
big block
All I
lines.
see is a vagina.
Of course, Catherine.
I don't see any diamonds.
Well, the point with the diverging diamond is it's a diverging diamond. That's the point.
There are no diamonds.
Yeah, there are.
they're diverged.
It is at the end of the day a diamond. It starts a diamond and then goes the opposite direction. It's weird.
Why did they make it red?
I would call it an X junction.
Put it this way: if you linked those two junctions together and took out the bridge, it would make a diamond.
I would call it a vaginal junction.
A vagina.
Of a junction. Oh god. There is one in my city too. Only one though. I heard Springfield has more than one. Yeah, Springfield has a lot of diverging diamond junctions, and I get how they'd work, but it's just so ridiculous. And it actually does work, by the way. Those things actually do improve the traffic quite a fair bit.
I think someone got drunk and came up with that idea.
Oh yeah, they 100% did.
That was written on a napkin. The first time that was an idea, he was like,
But
that
compared to
diamond.
Fucking
some,
brilliant.
yeah.
compared to stuff, the stuff that is actually
Absolute gem of an
planned,
idea.
The planned stuff is shit.
I had to make the
We
diamond
need more
plan.
people to get drunk.
See, I kind of now want to search
Shit, I forgot I had a cup of tea.
weird
and it's cold.
interchanges.
Okay.
Now the worst in the entire... What is the worst interchange in the entire world now that we're on this subject?
Well, Spaghetti Junction is
It's not the worst. There's got to be
it's
worse.
actually quite easy, but it is a bit confusing.
Most confusing... Oh god, now I'm searching most confusing.
So before the stream started, you were like, "Oh, we haven't really got any topics to think. I hope we can
We
fill
had
some time."
one.
I bet you
We
didn't
had talked about
expect
it.
to have a
No.
15-minute conversation about road intersections.
No, definitely
that's
not.
for sure.
This is why we don't plan.
I mean, there's a horrific one in Milwaukee.
Well,
Which-
the only topic we thought of was Article 13.
As far as I... Oh god, yeah, let's not talk about that. I mean,
There's
as far
one
as I
topic
know,
you
I've
thought
actually
about, we're not even
pronounced...
going to talk about. Let's leave.
As far
This
as
is why I
Here, hang on.
gave up making ideas.
One time my family was there though, and my dad didn't realise he was on once because it was night and there was no traffic to follow, so he started freaking out like he was on the wrong side of the road till he realised, oh wait. Oh wait. But yeah, I'm presuming I pronounced Milwaukee right.
You should put a picture of the interchange
Do
behind
you want to
Shaggy.
see the one in Milwaukee? Ready?
You didn't
Boom.
really give us a choice.
Well, I'm going to do it anyway, but there.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
is...
but they all look quite simple. Like Spaghetti Junction in Birmingham is very simple.
Yeah.
Spaghetti
looks
Junction actually
awful.
isn't that bad.
No,
That
because
looks
when you're
like
there, it's when you're actually driving it, you don't see any of the other roads. It's not
Yeah.
confusing to you. It's just
It's
like
just when you're driving up to it, you see a load of things crystal clear.
it's only confusing when you look from it from above because you see everything. When you're
look.
actually driving it, you don't see anything. It's
So
just
Galaxy,
like-
you're in the US. Have you ever experienced something that looks like this? You all know what this is, you two, but I don't think Galaxy will ever have experienced something that looks like this roundabout does. I just have a feeling you will not have experienced that roundabout. It's just mad.
It's not on screen.
It's the
yet.
Swindon
That's-
Magic Roundabout.
It's the Swindon one.
Oh.
Yay!
It,
I haven't personally driven it, but I have been in a car that has driven it.
it's,
I don't know if I've been around. I've probably been around.
I've
that,
looked
so-
at it, and it is pretty simple. It's just you got to think of it as one big roundabout.
here's,
Think of it as the perimeter. You very rarely want to get into the middle unless you sort of have to.
See, the thing is, people say that the Birmingham Spaghetti Junction is complex. It's actually not, in comparison to a lot of world junctions. It's really not. Nope, never experienced that. We have roundabouts. I've never seen. No, well, we have roundabouts, and if you see an overview of Milton Keynes, hang on. Let me just see if I can get a picture of Milton Keynes from the top, so you can see exactly how ridiculously uniform this city actually is.
It's an American designed city in the UK.
Yep. It was an American-designed city, and the Americans got it from Germany. No, sorry. We got it from the Americans. The Americans stole it from us. So technically the Germans stole it from us, who stole it from America. God love that.
I like tea.
But yeah, I'd say I worked in Milton Keynes for like...
It's a nice city to work in.
And although I've lived nearby my entire life...
There you go.
I've always been there, and you just can't get lost in Milton Keynes.
That is Milton Keynes. Tell me you can get lost in that city.
Challenge accepted.
No, right, look there.
I mean, some of the housing estates on the real outskirts are tough, but even so,
you can tell. So, if anyone's ever done geography, in terms of any proper subject, this is the perfect example of a business-led city.
It's drunk Shaggy proof.
It's
Sim City. This is how I make my cities on Sim City.
So the point with this is this would basically be the exact example of having a central business district, then the outer laying shops around the outside, and then the residential. Milton Keynes is the example of a pretty much perfect design, or as perfect as you can get.
And yet people don't.
They built it out of concrete. Because that was the style at the time.
I mean, admittedly, it's very
other than the Escape, which was built in the 90s, so of course it looks like a crashed spaceship, because that was what the 90s thought was cool.
Do you want to know what...
Southampton's better.
I'm about to watch the feed. Right. Okay, we should still be going in a few. See you in a bit, Galaxy. So, look next to the Escape to the right. I'm guessing you know what that's nickname, Shaggy. Theatre. The theatre.
The theatre district.
No, do you see the theatre?
I
see the little burnt out grass circle. Right, the burnt out grass circle. Yeah. Bottom left. Look directly up from that.
Yeah.
That's the theatre.
Yeah, I know the theatre district.
Okay, so what do you think that tall bit of the building is nicknamed?
I don't know.
Catherine?
The cock.
What does it look like? The roof.
It looks like a nose of some description, but because I'm really not too zoomed
No, it's not nicknamed Gavin.
Pizza. Slice.
The Pringles can.
The Pringle.
Oh, I can see it.
It looks like a Pringle. They nicknamed it the Pringle.
Yeah, it might be. We might not on that picture. You might not get the scope of the roof.
But it is they nicknamed it the Pringle. Because it...
I was always amazed by the pyramid that's in there, which is the cinema.
Oh, the point! That's getting knocked down.
Point, yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's old. It used to be an Odeon cinema.
Yeah, I can say.
I don't particularly see the point, but I mean...
Oh, God. That's
walked into that pun. Walked in.
I for a second didn't get it, and I went, "Oh yeah, I get it." That's
terrible.
Which reminds me, you're gonna have to give me your address to so I can send you a Christmas present.
Sure. I trust that completely.
But I do love the Escape anyway, because when you're driving like on the A5 coming towards Milton Keynes from that side, it does look like, what the hell is that over there? It does look like a crashed spaceship, which is the most 90s thing that you can do.
There is some really cool architecture in Milton Keynes, as much as I dislike the city.
Yeah, they had to, didn't they? Because they realised that when it was built in the 60s and 70s, they just built everything as concrete squares.
It was the era of radical concrete.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... Milton Keynes is not designed well. It's designed excellently in terms of like how you can get from place to place and where you can go and what you can do. But dear God, is it boring?
my mate, who I used to work with, who was not originally from Milton Keynes but lived in Milton Keynes for a long time, in his sort of late teens to 30s, he said how I did the thing is Milton Keynes looked cool. It looked so cool that Cliff Richard recorded a music video there where he went around in roller skates wearing gold hot pants.
Did
that's how cool Milton Keynes was.
And not a lot of people know that was actually a thing. It was filmed in Milton Keynes. What was the?
Yep.
What was it called?
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Yeah, please do, because it's so weird. But It was also right. Milton Keynes was.
It wasn't
also,
one of his hits. It wasn't one of his hits. It was
It
like
was. I think it was.
Wired for Sound is what I think.
That's a
Just-
pretty decent.
There it is. There it is. There is Wired for Sound.
But also, did you know that Superman was filmed there?
No, I didn't.
So effectively, in 1987, Superman 4, they used it as Metropolis,
Ah, okay.
the station, because Milton
Because he's
Keynes.
made of concrete.
Well, yeah, because Milton Keynes is such an American designed city, they even went as far.
Oh, they're not gold hot pants. They are gold skin tight leather trousers.
Yeah, because Milton Keynes
Oh, they're just leather.
was
Oh,
so
God, everything's so
American that they filmed Superman 4 there, which is absolutely incredible.
Mm.
But it's so weird. Like, it's just so weird. Why did they choose Milton Keynes?
Cheap, I imagine.
Well, not even
Yeah,
that. It was the most
even in
accurate
that-
they could find in the UK.
Well, it is a fresh city. It is. I mean, when they advertised it as like the UK's newest city, and like, I know it never actually made city status, did it?
Still
Or did
hasn't,
it? Yeah, it still hasn't.
because
They
it hasn't got
advertised
a
it-
cathedral.
Yeah.
It's the only
Well,
reason. The
it's in a
population's
village.
huge.
Yeah, I think you need a cathedral to be a.
I think that's stupid. Like, come on, it's 29. It's
such a
nearly
date-
2019.
Yeah, such a dated, such a dated sort of.
It's frustrating as well.
Way of doing a city,
It's
especially
frust-
because of how diverse the UK is now as well.
It's like, I'll see if I can find out what cities has a bigger population than
I'm definitely clicking on that link.
English. There we go.
You want to get to watch. If you click on that link, you get to watch Cliff Richard roll around in roller skates around Milton Keynes,
Oh
You
yeah.
also get to watch an university.
wearing
Right, so
tight leather pants.
here's the point. So Milton Keynes is 55th in the largest towns or cities in the UK, which is mad. And that is out of 326. So it is bigger than. Let's find us. Where are we?
It'll be bigger than a lot of cities.
Yeah, it is. So it's bigger than Hull. It's bigger than Derby. It's bigger than Stoke-on-Trent. It's bigger than Southampton. It's bigger than Westminster.
My father's family.
It's ever expanding as well.
And it is going to be
just
huge. It's nearly at 300,000. Which is just mad.
because it has absorbed all of the surrounding villages. I mean, you can borderline go all the way out. You know, it's absorbed it's joined to like Wolverton now.
Milton Keynes is a
gone all the way to like what's that one on Stony Stratford? It goes all the way out, effectively.
Milton Keynes is a built-up area, technically. Milton Keynes is a district, not a... It's not necessarily a... Yeah, it's a district. It's a locality. It's not a... It's not a
'cause
city.
Milton Keynes should be.
It was a central hub that was built, and then it just encompassed all the villages around that central hub. Is what it did.
Exactly.
How come Oxford has a shire, but Milton Keynes doesn't?
Oh, what?
Milton Keynes was literally only founded in like the 40s.
There we go.
It's like a post-war. It wasn't a thing until after the war. I don't know the exact thing. There were all the villages around it. But
Milton Keynes is huge. In the 2013, it was 260,000 people. It's now about 280. And that's only in, what,
there you go. Yeah,
5 years.
Milton Keynes was only designated a town in 1967.
When it was built,
Yeah.
incidentally.
Which is it just basically incorporated the existing towns of Bletchley, Wolverton, and Stony Stratford, and 15 villages.
Yep.
Farmland. between
We
them.
are
And then it just
technically
built-
still not
It
in
just
Milton
built the centre right in the middle of it, and then went, "Cool, now you all join on to this."
That is literally what they did. They built a city
Invade and
centre.
conquer.
Pretty much. That is the description of Milton Keynes. If you look at that picture that I put up a second ago,
Did they have a
It's a
giant
square.
net?
well, they effectively did. They put down the city and a giant net extended from it. But the point is, it's just... You can see where the boundary ends between where they literally just went, we're putting a city here. And just...
Yeah,
Didn't
because
really-
you got like a lot of the boroughs in Milton Keynes as well were built to host the workers that were building it as well. There's
Yeah.
places like Bean Hill and stuff like that out towards Bletchley they're all those prefabbed sort of easy to build
Yeah.
houses just because they needed quick houses because they were building up so quickly.
Hmm.
And all
And
these
some of them
workers, all these
last
workers
longer.
coming in and nowhere for them to live. They had to just throw these sort of borderline, like, I don't want to say shanty towns because that makes it sound harsh, but all these prefab houses.
Yeah. Some of them have lasted longer than.
Oh no, they're still going now, but now they're at that stage now where they're having to buy back these boroughs just to knock them down to build better houses.
Yeah, it's silly.
That's what they're doing with a lot of them places in Milton.
Yeah,
they're building over where they originally built.
But the best part is as well, the smallest city in the UK, as far as I know, in a technicality, is the City of London.
Because it's only
7,700 people.
Because it's all business effectively.
Because no, the City of London is the bit around St Paul's. The city that technically is London is Westminster. So Westminster, the City of Westminster, is technically the capital city of the UK. It's not London. London is London. It's the London boroughs. It's not the city of London.
Why do we have Greenwich as the time zone?
Because it's as straight down the middle of a world map as you can get.
And we were the best at the bloody world when we made time. Yeah, we made time.
We're the inventors of time.
We made it.
I imagine it was probably French, actually, because they did everything back then, didn't they? Did you see, like, in the news, like, last week, they're borderline, they're taking out the original kilogram and replacing it.
They're taking out the original kilogram and replacing it with an electronic version.
Yes. They need to work out what an actual kilogram is, because a kilogram is
not
a
a kilogram.
ball of metal that weighs a kilogram, and that's what they weigh everything against. And it's just been sat in a safe in France for hundreds of years.
Can I just put the point here as well?
They don't want to take it out because every time you take it out, it changes. So they've just locked it away and just go, that's a kilogram in there.
But the best part is, it's just like, where's their logic in that?
It could decay if it rusts. It's not a kilogram anymore.
But the best part is, it's just like, but the best part is, we don't technically know what a kilogram is.
No,
because all it is someone just going, that's a kilogram. I don't know what a kilogram is, but that's a kilogram.
It's like a meter.
It's just, a meter. Well, a meter is at the end of the day, a meter is defined.
It's a foot.
Well, a meter is 100 centimeters.
But what is a centimeter?
Well, at the beginning, yes, everything has to be made up at the beginning, but that can actually be measured. They put lengths to, like, things that can't change. Like
the fact that a kilogram is literally this is a certain weight of the thing.
They want to put how much of a percentage is an atom of a kilogram, so they can say, well, that atom weighs that, and it will never change.
But the best part is, how are they measuring that? They're measuring it off what an original kilogram used to be.
No,
it's so confusing. The fact they're trying to change the kilogram. It's just
we're a stupid breed of animals.
We are a stupid race of human beings. It's just
we had nothing to go off, so we had to invent stuff.
Yeah, well, everything has to be invented.
It's just like the Fahrenheit.
But it's like, why have we got to really confuse everything?
It's just like the Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Where it's like 40 degrees is freezing.
Yeah, there should be one system for everything, and you'll never. It's too far down the line now. People are too.
There are only two countries in the world that use Fahrenheit. One of them is the United States of America.
Yeah, they're weird. Celsius makes sense.
So are we.
Interesting fact: the majority of America actually does still work in Celsius. But
Celsius and Kelvin. Yeah.
Never measure something in Kelvin.
No,
it's an absolute
scientifically.
It's an absolute scale.
No, he doesn't like it. He gets pretty irate.
Well, the problem with Kelvin is just an absolute scale, so you can't measure temperature off it. Temperature is an absolute. It's arbitrary. Which is why the Celsius is better, and the Fahrenheit is weird. It's 40 degrees freezing. Freezing is 40 degrees in the Fahrenheit.
That's stupid.
It is.
Zero should be cold.
Exactly.
It does make sense that 0 in Fahrenheit, or whatever it is, Celsius, is 0 is freezing, 100 is boiling. That makes sense because that's a 100%. That's a 0%.
0%. 0% solid. Sorry, 0% liquid. 100% liquid.
Yeah.
Turning to gas.
Yeah. That makes sense because you've got it's a percentage rather than a. You know.
Whereas Kelvin goes to 0, we can't ever hit 0. You can't ever hit absolute 0, because it will just continuously get. It will just continuously getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and you'll never get there. Whereas Fahrenheit is exponential.
But can you really achieve anything? And is there really a point to living?
Yeah. Because if we didn't live, then what's the point in actually... See, that's like asking
There
the question...
really is no point in anything.
That's like asking the question, what's the point in the point? Like...
42!
Yeah, it really is. It's just... There's
really no point.
There's no point, but if you didn't do anything, how boring would it be?
Yeah.
That's how I
play
look at it.
video games. That keeps me mildly entertained.
So, if a tree falls in the wood and no one's there to hit, does it make a sound?
And any scientist will tell you, yes.
But the thing of that is, sound is only what people perceive. If nobody's there to perceive it...
Well, there would be vibrations, which could be...
Sound is just the perception of vibration.
you have to... Yeah, sound isn't a thing, it's just vibrations. If nobody's there to make them vibrations, did it make a sound? Because it's only
there are
eardrums.
other trees, and trees are alive.
Trees haven't got the ears, though. And they wouldn't hear it, they just feel it.
All they just do is...
Did it make a noise?
There goes Dave. Yeah, just...
There would be microscopic...
Yeah, but they'd feel it. They wouldn't hear it. That's the point. Is the sound?
I'm sorry.
The thing there is the sound.
This podcast has got to the point where I've just got a mental image of a tree and just a group of trees just standing in a line, and all they just feel is and you've just got them all stood in a line, and it's just oh, there goes Dave, and it's just like they don't know who it is. It's just
too many again.
Oh, it was a rogue woodpecker. Rogue woodpecker took him down. And then they just vow vengeance on that woodpecker. It's just...
Speaking of woodpeckers, the song you're playing before your stream, the woodpecker theme or whatever the hell it was.
Oh, Woody the Woodpecker. Yeah, I've got a really cool Fallout playlist, which is like all
I was trying to do my...
Can you link us to that? Because that's incredible.
Yeah.
It was... I went on Spotify. I can link it. Yeah. It was... There was a many of different playlists. I think a few of them aren't actually on Fallout games. They're just inspired by the music around
Country roads.
all those songs are on there. So of all the games, but it was just something I accumulated into one big playlist rather than.
Here's an idea. Why don't we, with 1 minute left, 0 minutes left, talk about Article 13?
Well, what I was going to do is actually do an ad read, but I mean.
Yeah, you should probably do that if there's a minute. We'll have to go a bit long.
Don't really have an ad.
It's Squarespace. All I'm going to say is Squarespace is cool. You don't need a huge amount of skill to do it. Hey, you could do it as Anthony, and he's not that tech savvy. So, I mean, at the end of the day, 24/7 customer service. Go to squarespace.com. Everyone gets a free trial. You don't have to put your credit card in. Give it a try. It's beautiful, whatever the fuck it is. Just go to Squarespace.
I'm going to buy my...
I made a website on that, and I can attest it is really simple. I didn't buy it, but I wanted to see what it would look like. And
it's only about £10 a month as well.
Yeah, I didn't have the need to do it at the time. I didn't have I need this now, but I went through it and see what I could do, and it is actually pretty simple.
If you go to 409'd.co.uk, you'll find our website, which was created by me. In about the space.
New additions, which we added today, because I actually read some important stuff.
Yeah. So in about
I'm not going to mention.
Yeah. So if because
that would be throwing someone under a bus.
I mean,
I don't want to throw anyone under a bus because that would be hilarious. Into all the blood.
At the end of the day, yeah. I made it in about 40 minutes to an hour.
Why am I playing with my hair?
Because you're drunk.
I've only had 1.5 shots.
That's enough to make Catherine drunk.
Yep.
Catherine, you are small. You can take less alcohol than others. So you still need to create your D&D character.
My headache's gone.
You still need to create your D&D character.
I'm just going to use the one I'm using.
He still needs to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting character. All he's just going to have is Blue for the name.
It's Sarhuria.
May as well be Blurbligan.
It's the same character I'm using for my current D&D session.
Right. If anyone is
Sarhuria the Urchin.
If anyone is still in the stream chat, does anyone here know any artists who would be willing to do D&D stuff? And yes, we will pay. Because we're not dicks.
You can probably go on Fiverr.
Yeah, the problem with Fiverr is I don't trust it too much.
There is someone in the Livid Discord that does. Oh,
If you can find someone that does art for a reasonable price for half up, for D&D artwork, then
well,
that
they
would be
did
great.
the Livid banner. So
Oh, them! Who's that?
I can't remember.
We'll have a look after the podcast.
Also, I'm too drunk to actually read anything right now. Does that say Cam or Con?
Camcon.
Carnival.
God.
Con!
That was actually a pretty good impression of it.
Yeah,
I need to watch the Star Trek films again.
Let me just see if I can find Rob.
Let's open the.
And then they will have tweeted about the fact that they had their thing updated.
Mm-hmm.
So let me find it.
Sorry about that. I almost had a really strong urge to take a sip of tea, but then I remembered it's
Bad
cold.
idea.
yeah. Cold tea's not a great one.
No. Unless it's ginger tea.
There we go. Acting buggy.
Even then, that's weird. Oh, yeah, acting buggy.
Acting buddy. It sounds like Khan.
I like how their Twitter banner is the TARDIS sitting outside Hogwarts.
Nice.
Very well
Mash up.
photoshopped, actually.
Mash up.
But yeah. So,
It would be good to support someone like that.
it is now 12:05.
Who cares? Full pass.
Yeah. We should probably end the podcast here. Because we
Who
generally...
cares?
I
It's
do.
not like there's anyone watching.
Well, it's also the fact that I kind of need to go to bed at some point.
Oh.
Cameron wants more alcohols, I'm guessing.
I have a really strong urge to buy Fallout 76.
Do it.
Do it. It's a good game.
Get it from G2A, though.
But I need to finish Spyro and Crash and fuck knows what else.
Yeah, but if you get Fallout 76,
Spider-Man.
we can all play.
You could
You
could
don't
play
have it.
you could play Spyro and Crash while the servers are down.
Every 5 minutes.
Yay!
Look, if the bank would actually clear my checks, I'd actually be able to buy it.
It's just biscuits that are
But
I am really enjoying it. I can understand the people that are like all the negative reviews and people's negative opinion, but I think if you enjoy survival games, you will enjoy it. Because it's just like playing Fallout on the really hardest modes where you eat
I'm a
and drink.
coward.
I mean, you could. I played
Video
Fallout 4
game.
very slowly and sort of
Right.
very methodically anyway, so
I'm
it doesn't bother me that it's slow. There is the story's completely gone. I'm hardly following the story at all because it isn't easy to
Wait, there's
follow,
a
I admit.
story?
But if you enjoy like the survival nature of games, I think you'd enjoy it.
I like being able to play with people, so that would be nice.
Here's the point. And I'm going to say this out on the stream because I have to. New Twitch music
You don't
rules.
have to do anything.
New Twitch music rules. No licensed music, ever.
Every music's licensed.
Licensed being ones that will get you a DMCA.
DMCA.
So how do you do game soundtracks?
You basically...
Yeah,
I mean, gaming
that-
soundtracks technically will probably be bought out by the company. Probably be bought out by Twitch and they'll have a right to use it.
But I mean, like games like GTA.
Turn them off because even when you're on Twitch normally it'll mute every section of the stream if you're playing the radio.
I mean, they've surely got to think about these things, you know. There are a lot of the most popular games are going to be things like that, and I you know, from playing. So, for example, I played Nintendo Wii the other day. I got on my YouTube video because I archived it. Nintendo claimed all of that music. That's from the fucking Nintendo Wii.
Yeah,
For
but
Christ's sake.
welcome to Nintendo.
I know, but then that would be your Twitch banned.
Exactly.
For playing a Nintendo game, you get banned.
3 strikes.
That's up.
I just don't see how they can enforce it. I mean,
It's okay, Lily.
unless you did like, you know, what I do, where you play Spotify.
Yeah,
But then
I use NCS.
I do them on YouTube just so that I don't have to deal with having to have it.
Well, I mean, what you
YouTube's got a very good like editor where it takes the music out and leaves your audio in, but it's a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Article 13.
But then Twitch hasn't. I don't ever think that Twitch's video on demand, like watching archived streams. I don't think anyone does that on Twitch anyway, really, other than clips.
Yeah, I don't really watch archives.
Talking about DMCAs, that brings us around to Article 13. And oh dear God.
I didn't know what this was, and when you were just doing the ad read, I sort of Googled it. And the headlines don't sound good.
Yeah.
I'll try and explain it. Hang on. So YouTube basically put up a page, which is all
Makes
about
it
articles.
dumb for us dumb people.
Now, all people I've spoken to, or a few people I've spoken to, are basically gone, oh, it'll still be fine. You'll still be going through the same thing you went before, where you had to get all the copyright strikes and you had to dispute it. Nah. With Article 13, it's proposed with the intent to better feed creativity and basically find better ways for content creators to have copyright. The problem is, it would eliminate existing notice and takedown. So, it would literally make YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Dailymotion, Reddit, Snapchat liable at the point of upload. So as soon as someone uploads something wrong, boom, YouTube's liable for a sue, to be sued. Effectively, YouTube would be forced to block the vast majority of European content uploaders from uploading at all. You just wouldn't.
You can just drop in like a 2-second clip of a meme or whatever, and you'd be like, "Well, that ain't yours." Boom, down you go.
Yeah. If you're in America, you're fine. If you're in anyone everywhere except Europe, including us now, so there's one plus side of not being in the EU.
That was yes. Vote leave.
I mean, it's the one plus side I can find with voting leave. But
There are other plus sides.
let's
Save
not
our memes. That's why the UK voted out.
leave for Pepe.
The UK voted out for stuff that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Good at that.
That's a meme in itself. That's going to be taken down from YouTube.
But at the, when it comes down to it, effectively, people have said, "Oh, you'd still get the thing." No, YouTube would literally block your video immediately. You try to upload it, it's blocked. They wouldn't allow you to upload if you were from Europe and you could prove that you own it.
So you say YouTube could get sued.
Yep, if they don't block your video.
By who?
Anyone and everyone. Anyone who even has a claim to a copyright.
But are they going to do that? Because
Yes.
it's going to get them views.
Yes.
And...
So
They will do it
You
because
add
they
a
have to
clip.
by law.
you have a little clip. You just put something over the middle of it. That's mine. Because it wasn't the person that's
Ah.
probably going to claim it anyway.
But the problem is even partial copyright claims.
Yeah, but everything's going to be a partial copyright.
Exactly, and that's why you get all your content banned.
Literally everything.
That's what I'm saying. If you're from Europe, all your
So
content... Twitch is
So
fine.
Yeah, okay.
You're fine to
It's
upload on
like-
Twitch because it's a live stream. Unless you archive it, in which case, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, because it'd just be like the amount of times on Twitch. So I get an alert because say I get a follow. It used to say, "Yeah, boy."
Which
Take
is
down.
copyright, yeah.
Yeah,
Technically.
yeah.
Let me see if I can find about Twitch Article 13. They've got to have made a statement.
Because, like you're saying, the word partial, it's just anything. It just. But how?
Someone put an opinion basically
Just how can you
saying...
be original, right? Because everything's taken from something now. You know, even the top level things. So obviously we talk about like Achievement Hunter. They drop memes and stuff in their edits.
And because
Funhouse-
they are from the
Funhouse
US,
constantly do it.
and because they're from the US, they're fine.
Yeah. But I'm just using them as an example.
It would get blocked for
top
viewing in
level.
Europe. It get blocked from viewing it in Europe. But
Who? So this is this is the EU that are making
Yeah.
this.
for you themselves,
This mental.
it is mental.
What for? Who are they protecting here?
Their best interests.
Are they though?
They're basically screwing over
What they're doing is being old people who have no idea what they're talking about, and they're trying to make it look like they do. That's what it is. It's older people going to people who know about this stuff and going, we know what's best for you. We know what's going to work for the copyright holders, when they have no clue what's going to work for the copyright holders. At the end of the day, someone put the best argument I've ever seen for this, and it says, I think most copyright owners are very happy with the streamers on Twitch, and I'm pretty sure Amazon can make some sort of deal with the big publishers. Remember, they are big companies, and streams have a huge amount of views. More than YouTube. They have a much bigger CCM than YouTube.
Surely, like, obviously YouTube owned by Google, probably one of the biggest companies in the world. How did they how do they think going against Google is going to be a good idea?
Who, YouTube?
I mean, obviously, no, like the EU.
Because
I don't feel like
well, the problem is
I don't know who they're protecting here.
they're not. They're protecting the
They're not.
creators. They're protecting the copyright holders. And as I said, they are protecting their best interest because the copyright holders are generally the ones with the money. Also, it's like you try and go up against Google, you're not going to win. But the problem is they can go up against Google and win because it's law. Google has to comply with it or they get sued.
But they don't have to.
Oh, they'll have to
They just
pay.
shut down. Well, yeah, but I mean, they just shut down. They'll just go, cool, we're out. Google,
out of Europe
out
then.
of your country, yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
European
effectively, that is
Union,
what they're saying.
Yeah.
Effectively, what they're
Just
saying
like
is
Google,
you
just shut down.
Europe content creators, you're not allowed to upload. That is literally what they're saying. You can't upload any content that are being taken down immediately unless you can prove before it's uploaded that it's your content. And
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's just so ridiculous. They're going to have to make a whole new system just for the European Union.
But yeah, I mean, well, it'll just be it'll have to go through a screening process, and isn't it like on YouTube?
7 days.
The more videos uploaded,
400 hours
every like minute.
every minute.
Yeah, it's
How do we find out?
It's something I'm like. I mean, obviously that's worldwide.
So
that ain't going to
it's
be
300 hours per minute.
And that's obviously worldwide. So if you take Europe into account, maybe even if that's 50 hours a minute, that's still 50 people. 100 people wouldn't be able to keep on top of that ever.
No. It's just mad.
You'd have to have thousands and thousands of people watching every video upload. I mean, this is all just down to that same old crap that happened the other year where they were targeting ads, and then they were like, but they were like, Coca-Cola, and them like, going, you can't put a Coca-Cola ad in front of an ISIS video. It's like, yeah, but that's just not what we didn't do that. And then they went, yeah, but you let it happen. You go, well, we can't screen everything, can we? You know,
Yeah.
And it's just that's when big business turned against, and they tried to flex the muscles because big business went up against internet business, and there's no winner out of that, really, is there?
No. So here's the point.
YouTube just gives up all money, which they're never going to do.
Let me have a look at
Don't
this.
let people earn money out of it, but who's going to accept that? But
80% of YouTube users are from outside of the USA.
I mean, yeah, because
Japan.
well, I wouldn't even get that. But
Japan, China,
just the
South
world,
Korea.
everything, yeah.
But you got to remember how big Europe is. And that's... Let's assume that 100% of the European population watch YouTube. They don't, but let's assume the entirety of Europe watched YouTube. That's 741.4 million. So that is just over half of how... Hang on, let me check how many users are signed up to YouTube. 1/3 of the internet are signed up to YouTube, equating to 1.9 billion people.
Yeah.
1.9 billion people, 800 million of them will be from Europe. Jesus Christ, that's like nearly half
Yeah,
there.
because you got to remember that those figures for like the world population are going to be skewed towards first world, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
And Europe being one of majority first world.
It's just so bad. They're basically European Union going, right, we're just going to cut half your customers.
It's just. I mean,
it's the one bit of good that can come from us leaving the EU, for me.
But this is where I think the thing is these stupid rules that just get thrown out because, like you say, because people don't think it doesn't. I'm sure. Well, you know, who knows? Who knows what the fucking politicians think, isn't it? But surely, he was looking at that and going, "This sounds like a good idea to do."
Yeah, Europe.
It'd just be trying to shut down. It's yet again trying to shut down freedom of speech. It's always happened, hasn't it?
Not that incredibly.
It's not going to be called that, but it is.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah. It's trying to shut down free speech again. It's what nobody ever accepts to doing it. No one anywhere ever accepts towards trying to shut down freedom of speech. But the status quo, it needs to be kept in place for these people to maintain power, doesn't it? You know that's.
And on that very political note,
everybody calm down.
We can now end this stream.
I bought Fallout 76.
Oh, for God's sake.
There we go, yeah. If the world was a lot more like Fallout 76, then the world would be a better place.
Now I'm just jealous.
What is my favourite city? I know the answer to that.
Here's the point, Catherine. If you were going to buy me anything for Christmas, Fallout 76.
Do it.
Well, I've already bought you a moon ball.
Oh, you've actually bought me the moon ball, right? Okay.
Achievement Hunter.
Hey, Christmas presents it's boring if they're surprises, right?
What, the Achievement Hunter pack?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, yeah, not Fallout 76 then. I didn't realise you'd already bought that.
I bought it like the second you said.
Oh, come on. God damn it.
What? I have no self-control.
You are going to have to find me a channel to host. Because
Huh?
you're going to have to find me a channel to raid, because we need to raid.
I don't know.
We need to raid.
No one's live. I mean, you could just do Bob Ross like Shaggy did
Let's
earlier.
not
No.
raid Bob Ross.
Oh god.
Who's live? Shame Livid isn't live.
Yeah.
Or Dustless.
Redeem code.
Oh, why doesn't everyone stream at really late at night?
Why don't the Americans stream earlier?
Oh, god damn it.
Oh,
You gotta make the most of it until I've caught 13. Get out there, guys. Get out there and 24/7 streams.
Is Livid streaming tonight?
I don't know. They're streaming this week. It's weird.
Oh my god, I just want someone to raid.
I mean, we could just not.
No. We're raiding.
I mean, if you need someone from my thing, I've got. Let me have a down, man. I have a good friend. He's currently streaming Pokemon.
Name?
Mr. Jake Wolf. He is a streamer I met at Insomnia Games Festival.
Let's raid Mr.
Very
Jake
good
Wolf.
guy. I have one of his stickers there. Look at that.
Let's hope that this guy has his raid alerts on.
Oh, he will do, yeah.
Right, anyway.
Oh, it's also my 14-month stream anniversary on there as well.
Anyway.
I'm downloading Fallout 76.
Thank you very much for watching the podcast. This wasn't the most amazing podcast, but it was
What are you on
something.
about? We talked about traffic.
We talked about an entire section on intersections.
Roundabouts!
Anyway, right.
And we had
For a
sex.
certain members of the population, this is going to be one of the best podcasts.
It was a very roundabout podcast.
We went around, around.
Anyway,
around,
thank you very much for watching, and we're now going to raid Mr. Jake Wolf. So let's see if that works. It does. Let's see how many people can get in there. Hopefully about 5. Thank you very much for watching, and in 4 seconds we're raiding. Thank you very much, and good night.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna